Hitler was a fucking fraud. He was a lie, but he certainly could lie like, it was unbelievable what that guy was capable of in terms of lies. Unbelievable deception at every level. That was his entire career. Did he believe a lot of it? Yeah. But he ultimately just became the supreme power because everybody got in line and they got complicit because at first they didn't want to die and then others became believers, right? We're in the precipice of that again. This is human society. This is history. The United States is about liberty and justice for all. The United States is about the dignity of a system that allows you and I to be able to come up and go as far as we're capable of going. And we should have a social safety net in the sense that, there isn't people that can be set up by a system to where they get purged out of their homes because they're none the wiser and they wind up on the streets, given the fact that we gave trillions and trillions of dollars to the bad guys. We got to inverse that. Really, I think, okay, let's finish with this in terms of the Game of Thrones analogy, okay? When you get the Iron Throne, you get the Iron Bank, okay? Think of the White House and Congress as the Iron Throne. You get that, you get the Federal Reserve. I'm convinced all of these powers that be, whether it's deep state, blue, Wall Street meritocracy that's deeply involved with the military-industrial complex and financial complex and fossil fuel, they're all the same thing. I made a film about it that deconstructs all of this stuff called Forward 13, Waking Up the American Dream, which was prologue to the con. Because the con, it was like the deep dive. I knew conceptually what our system had become because I knew what kind of questions to ask because I understand power. I understand boards. I understand, how people get handpicked into power. I understand how the influence of a CEO can handpick who's going to be on the board for what reason and why people, get on the same page to allow that CEO to do what he does. What I didn't understand at that time period were the details that were taught to me by William K. Black, the greatest criminologist in the United States, who created 30,000 criminal referrals after the S&L crisis, that put over 1,000 executives in jail for that time, and then got sidelined by the Clinton and Bush Clinton, Bush, and Obama administrations because he was too good at what he did. Because none of those administrations, none of them, wanted to work for the people. They wanted to work for the hierarchy, the power apparatus. We created this corporate machine, decades ago. I mean, it's part of what took place after World War II. I mean, we've got these huge corporations, the way that it works in finance, the way that it works in fossil fuel, the way that it works in the military and pharmaceutical and agriculture. Why do you think we've got, for example, in the pharmaceutical industry, somebody like Pfizer, right? Or Monsanto, which is a German company, and I could probably, think of a huge couple of big ones down in Texas, based on agriculture and, of course, Exxon and everything in fossil fuel and McDonald's.